Hi, and welcome to FranTastic InSights. My name is Melissa Blum, and I'm the VP of Franchise Expansion for FranServe, the world's largest franchise consulting and expansion organization. Our mission is to connect aspiring entrepreneurs with life-changing franchise opportunities. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into a super innovative franchise brand that's making a real impact called Green Food Solutions. So I'm very excited today to welcome Mary Wetherill. Mary is the founder and CEO of Green Food Solutions, and she was just honored as one of the 50 Women of Wonder in October issue of Franchise Dictionary magazine. Thanks so much for being my guest today, Mary. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you very much, Melissa. I appreciate it very much for you having me on and just for all the support that I do get from FranServe. So I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, so let's get started. Tell us, what is Green Food Solutions all about for those who have never heard of it before?
Absolutely. So Green Food Solutions is farming as a service. We basically sell, install, and maintain vertical hydroponic farms and gardens, and we do it for multiple market segments. So we're installing small hydroponic farms and gardens as what we call a farm amenity or a garden amenity for
Mhm.
residential buildings, corporate offices. We're in schools, we're in correctional facilities. We work with hospitality groups. We're working within people who were in the built environment. So we have community centers that sometimes they have a food pantry that's associated with, or some sort of a cooking program, culinary classes or whatnot, and they'll have a farm on site for that. And we're empowering a local food system, one farm and garden at a time in our communities.
So tell us a little bit about the business model for a franchise, as a franchise. What are the key differentiators that you think really makes this brand stand out? What makes it unique?
So there's a couple of things. I mean, we're kind of a disruptor in our own industry. Vertical farming is high capital costs, low profit margins in the sale of food. Many are going bankrupt, and we kind of flipped it on its head, and we made a business model for farmers and for people who just want to empower their local food system that's lean and very profitable. We like to say it's for people, planet, and the profits.
Oh, I love
So yeah.
that. So if you could summarize your company culture in just one or two sentences, tell us a little about that.
There's really a sentence I'd like to share that I'm kind of proud of that we kind of say, and it really represents the core of like who we are in our culture. Our culture is defined by our accountability and our friendly approach, driven by our transformative nature in our industry through
Mhm.
customer service excellence. These really embody our core values of being friendly, accountable, transformative. Um, and ultimately customer service excellence oriented.
Mhm.
We're able to transform our food system, through trust and building that trust when we're able to have that friendliness and that accountability with our customers. Because we're in multiple market segments. We're working with residential buildings where this was like a cutting edge amenity. They were like, is this going to be cool? Is this going to work? And it's like differentiating them. So we're
Mhm.
helping people in the built environment also stand out as customers, which is why, they're the ones who kind of have informed us why this is hot, like why in residential buildings want it. It's helping them get certifications for LEED, well fit, things like
Mhm.
that. Schools are looking for new programming all the time, and they work with third-party providers for these things currently. The workshops we do are really engaging. They really support some of the educational programs that community centers, schools, residential buildings want to engage their communities with. So these are 90-minute programs that we hold. So whether it's, us selling the hydroponic systems and then installing it for a farm amenity or garden amenity, that, we basically get paid through that through our farm service contracts. So these are annual contracts that we're paid. I mean, at the end of the day, Green Food Solutions is a local farming business. Think of us like a service business, but our service is that we come in and do the farming. You buy our equipment, we install it for you, and we do the farming. And you end up with weekly harvests. Our growers kind of come
Mhm.
in and they'll harvest the food, they package it, they put it into a refrigerator that's on site in that school or in that residential building, or a corporate office, and that staff or those residents who live in that building that food is available for them to take. And
Oh,
usually 90% of the time it's free. Like we're not a commercial farming business. We don't
mhm,
sell the food. Again, we're your local farming service where we're selling you the equipment, we're installing it for you, and we'll either train you to grow within using those systems yourself if you want to do
mhm,
the growing yourself. Sometimes schools and teachers want to have it in the classrooms and have the kids grow. Or we have our farming as a service product. So our products and services are really aligned to empower this local food system we're really creating with
mhm.
these farms and gardens.
Awesome. So it sounds like for a franchisee, there's multiple revenue streams here that could be
Absolutely.
created, right?
I
Can
mean,
you
they're making, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, just
I
talk
get
to me
ahead
a
of
little
myself
bit
all
more
the
about
time.
that because I think that's something really important to our viewer to understand.
Absolutely. So like there's multiple revenue streams in a grid food solutions business. They're selling the equipment, as I mentioned, for like a 30 to 50% markup. They're
Mhm,
actually getting about 80% on the installations. And then there's the trainings, which I think are about anywhere from 40 to 80% because we hold 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day.
okay.
And then we actually have, other than the trainings, the farm services themselves vary depending on the size of the farm. But
Mhm,
our average farm service contracts, and these are annual, can be like $33,000, $65,000. And when I say farms and gardens, these are completely manageable from a
mhm,
maintenance perspective because
mhm,
these are about like 500 square feet,
mhm.
of
I see.
space or some version of
Mhm,
that. It's not huge, maybe 1,000 square feet. In some cases, there's nothing large about this. So these are amenities in offices, and residential buildings. That's a value add to them, for
mhm,
their sustainability goals, their corporate responsibility goals, and really help set them apart, as an industry, or in their industry, sometimes in that
mhm,
case.
mhm. So talk to us about your expansion plans. What are you looking to do? We're getting near the end of 25. What do we look for in 26 and 27 coming from you guys? And are there any hot territories that you're looking to fill?
Yeah. So honestly, we've been really excited that we've kind of done things a little backwards, we're told a little bit. So we've been building, obviously, Jersey City is our territory, our corporate territory. And while we're building that, we have actually quite a few things in the pipeline. There's about 4 or 5 different new residential buildings that we've been speaking with this year. And we've been on average closing about three a year. And again, these are high ticket items, $65,000, $33,000
Mhm,
contracts. Some of our pre-existing, which are always our recurring revenue. So if we have about 13 different farms now, but when you think about a Green Food Solutions business where the initial investment is, and this includes your $45,000 initial fee, is about $91,000. It's actually $90,890 for one territory.
mhm,
That would be, with us two farm amenity service contracts, you're seeing where, and these are two residential buildings with 1 day a week visits to that,
mhm,
as your growers would, that would be how you would conduct the service. Um, that can easily meet your ROI.
mhm,
And then that is your recurring revenue. So whether or not you're building, so as you're closing 2, 3 of these a year, you're holding trainings, you're doing equipment sales to schools, holding workshops, and all of this recurring revenue layers itself in the business
mhm,
model,
mhm.
and I don't know if I digressed from the question there, and kind of went a little bit more with the business model side of it again, but if you want to refocus,
Yeah,
and yeah, I'd be
that's
happy.
okay. But
Yeah,
as you grow and find more franchisees, I know your cent corporate headquarters is
that's what
in
you're
New
saying. Yeah.
Jersey, Jersey City, you said. What are there any really hot territories you have your eye on?
Yeah, we do. Thanks for reframing that.
Mhm,
So with Manhattan being something we built out, so while I was saying we're really building and we have a lot in the pipeline in Jersey City, we've been building out other territories. So we have 5 territories. While we're keeping Jersey City as our corporate territory and our training facility area, we have North Jersey, we have Queens, the Bronx, and Manhattan. And now Manhattan, if you think about it, right, from a business perspective, that Manhattan breaks up into 5 territories. If
okay.
you had, like, for 5 territories, it would be $190,000 investment. Like, that's insane. $100,000 for how much possibility of
Right.
millions and millions of dollars of potential revenue in Manhattan.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
so like we're really excited to say that that is a territory we'd love to see the right candidate take
Mhm.
over the entire 5 territories.
Mhm.
But we also have seen a future that that's like two really powerhouses
Mhm.
in there. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Perfect. So let's switch gears a little. What does the ideal candidate look like? And most
great.
importantly, I know everyone's thinking this because I know I am. Do they have to have a green thumb to own this business?
Absolutely not to needing to have a green thumb. I did not have a green thumb. We started off as growers ourselves, working in shipping containers. It was through an accelerator program that we had the farm for 1 year, and we
Mhm.
built a business where we were selling the food to corporate offices, co-working spaces, delivering the food. Our shipping container was in Brooklyn, and
Mhm.
we, realized these high capital costs, the expenditure of lights. When
Mhm.
you're selling lettuce and arugula and the profit value is very low while you're having this high capital cost expenditure. And then, we kind of ended up going from that place into a 10,000 square foot greenhouse. And then we saw that there was none of the food that we were really living into in this model was going to the people who lived in that building. So it kind of sparked the
Mhm.
idea of why we
Mhm.
started Green Food Solutions and started to approach the market segments that we do.
Mhm.
Um, uh, if you could reframe me again with the question, I always kind of
Do
get
I need a green thumb? Do I have to know how to
no.
grow
So
anything?
I really kind of jumped in. Hydroponics is really easy. A lot of it is automated. Growing plants is not the hard part. And for a franchisee, we've set them up. So like inside of the training, 3 days of it is actually the agricultural operations and systems maintenance training. Our systems are very plug and play. You don't
Okay.
have to be an electrician, you don't have to be a plumber, and you don't have to be a farmer or a
Okay.
grower. We do all the training and show you everything you need to know about all the different plants. There's certain varieties that we grow. We show you exactly how to seed them, how many seeds to use. I mean,
Mhm.
there's charts and things that are available to you. Our system provides you a lot of support. So, like, we'll be giving you your CRM platforms, back office filing systems where you'll have access to shared folders that have all this information about seeding charts
Mhm.
and how to do things and dashboards per each of your farms so that you can actually manage all of this stuff very seamlessly.
So important.
We provide a lot of support from that technical side, but we're
Mhm.
also providing a lot of support in the like outplay of the sales. Our business again is twofold. It's you're selling the
Mhm.
equipment, you're going out there and doing that outreach in your
Mhm.
community, but then you're also actually having either a team of farmers, if you're not the one going in and doing the weekly visits yourself, you're managing a team of people who is doing that. And you can bring them to the initial training if you have an idea of setting off that way.
Mhm.
You yourself will definitely be trained in that as well and need to be accountable to be able to not only train your staff, but also you can have us train them for you as well.
Okay.
Of course, that's for a fee, not to trigger any joint employment types of things, but we are able to train, your employees
Okay.
on that level. So our support is actually been kind of shared is somewhat unparalleled. When you first sign on, we engage you with giving you the operations manual in the training itself. We're setting you up with your CRM. Like we jump right in.
Mhm.
I shared with you that we have a software that provides all of the market segments in your given territory for you. So all you have to do is go out there, put them in your back, in your CRM and start to go find out their contact information. Go get them. Like we have the addresses and the locations of everything. We
Mhm.
show you a lot of how we do our marketing in our round town way or through mailers. And you're really just kind of going out there and
Mhm.
captivating your territory in these market segments. And we have marketing materials for each and every market segment. Everything is done completely for them, set
Mhm.
up for them so that they can win. We're really at ease with working with all the different market segments that we do engage, whether it's schools or residential buildings and developers and, why they do it. Sometimes it's actually, a lot of it is in common, some of the reasons why they do. So, while we're engaging them, we really train and support where we're actually even on their first 1 to 3 actually, sales calls with them. We're
Mhm.
also at 1 to 3 installations with them until they feel comfortable doing these for themselves. We're also doing trainings where we have a transition program for the trainings. So they can actually, we break the training into 3 parts, and we'll lead 2 parts, they'll lead one, then they'll lead 2 parts, we'll lead one until they're leading the whole thing, and we
Mhm.
approve them to train these trainings on their own. These are 1, 2, or 3 day trainings that they can support a community center who buys the equipment to learn how to grow within it.
Mhm.
It's really pretty incredible how people can engage their communities in this type of a business. And the profit margins are, really speak for themselves. And the growth potential is astronomical. The whole world is urbanizing,
Mhm.
and there are really very specifically urbanized areas throughout the entire country.
Mhm.
We're available now in 35 states, and we've
Okay.
been mapping out different territories all across the country. And like there's areas that are not ripe for a green food solutions business. We're very honest about that. And there's
Mhm.
ours that are just going to kill it.
Mhm.
So when we think
Mhm.
about your question on that, I would say Manhattan and Chicago,
Okay.
Boston, are really great areas. Philadelphia.
Mhm.
These are areas we've been concentrating on. And within our state of New Jersey alone, there's actually we're embarking on potentially our first franchisee between Hoboken and Fort Lee, covering like some other cities in between and North
Mhm.
Bergen. I don't know if people know Jersey very well, but it's my home state. And
Mine too.
yeah, absolutely.
And
So
the home
yeah.
of FranServe, actually.
Oh, awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you led me right into my next question. You kind of already answered it about the coaching and training that you provide. It sounds like you've really built your systems and infrastructure, that you're really ready to take this on. Um, Back to the training just for a minute. As you sign a new franchisee, what's the length of time? You
Sure.
award the franchisee today. How long until they're actually open? How long does this process
So
take?
what's really cool about us is we don't require storefronts and all of that. So our startup time, our ramp up is really fast, and we're pretty streamlined. We are just it's who we are. So I would say a month to 3 months is
Okay.
what it would take.
Hmm.
And that's ordering the equipment that you have on site, setting up your co-working space, because we work out of a co-working space or administrative
Hmm.
office. And just once you're set up with that, the training, like I said, is so built. It's covering hiring personnel, your management of your team. Um, uh, it's going into the agricultural operations will be 3 days of the 7 day training. And
Hmm.
then our business is really 2 parts. So it goes into the operations, the sales, and the farming. So we open up all of the software that we provide and you to as tools. So your CRM platform, we help set up with you right there on site. So you're fully
Hmm.
ready to go. We have that. We're doing this all in the training with you. We're going over all the marketing planning and advertising campaigns. We're sharing those marketing materials with you. You're getting access to those drives and templates, and we're reviewing everything with you in the training. So literally at the end of the training, you're completely set up to just like
Okay.
run your business. We
Perfect.
have weekly support calls that are available to you. They're not required, but you can come.
Mhm.
We also have 2 other template training calls. So in the management style of how we recommend that we run our teams this way, so we recommend you do the same. We have weekly calls with them that one manages your team of growers and one manages your sales team, and how to conduct them, how we conduct them, some templates and models around that.
Mhm.
You can kind of join in on our calls in the background just to observe how we conduct them. So we really kind of go to the next level of
Yeah.
like engaging them and really bringing them a part of like the business that we're running so that they can be successful in doing the same thing, just following our system and doing it as we do.
Perfect. This really sounds like an incredible brand, and I knew it from the first moment that I met you.
Thank you.
So, if there's just one key takeaway you want someone to remember from today's conversation, what would that be?
I would say we're looking for people who really want to transform their local communities. This can be someone who's passionate about growing or passionate about a business that's really going to make a difference without having much of that growing
Mhm.
experience, but just really wants to engage like next level, making a difference in your community. I
Mhm.
mean, transforming your cities, having that managerial experience. I'm going to leave people with that you don't necessarily need to have all the perfect amount of experience, particularly in growing or even on the managerial side of things. Like we've had
Mhm.
a lot of growing curveballs our way in managerial. I don't have a business background. I have had a massage business myself before, but which I did manage for like 20 years, but it was a private practice. It wasn't like some big, huge business. But running a local business is so rewarding. It gives you that 9 to 5 lifestyle, Monday through Friday, you actually have your weekends available to you. So
Mhm.
if you're looking to really kind of transform something great in your community, and you don't mind managing a team of people and you have that go-getter spirit, I want to leave you with, we have a really great culture in who we are at Green Food Solutions, and we would love to work with you.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, again, sounds truly like an incredible brand. It's such an exciting opportunity for some entrepreneurs who aren't just looking for a great business, but really want to make a difference, as you said, in their community. FranServe is thrilled to have you guys as our partner, and together we can help transform even more lives through franchising. And to our viewers today, thank you so much for joining this edition of FranTastic InSights. Stay tuned. We've got more exciting conversations coming your way with innovative brands like this that are shaping the future of franchising. And until then, we hope everybody has a fantastic day.
Excellent.